I would like to ask you some questions about the relationship between your country, Turkey, and the European Union. Do you think that a dialogue between Ankara and Europe should take place even if the government is getting more and more authoritarian? And do you think the Brussels Agreement damages Italy because of the hijacking of migrants toward the north?
I think the European Commission, who is in charge of this refugee deal, doesn't know how to deal with Turkey. It doesn't know anymore how to engage with Turkey, really. Because as a candidate country which negotiates with the European Union for membership, Turkey doesn't comply anymore with the basic criteria. Everyone knows this. But they are afraid of saying so because of the refugee deal, because they think that if they say so, Turkey will have Ankara, the government of Turkey, will have a harsh reaction and will let the Syrians go to Europe. First of all, Syrians in Turkey don't have a bright future. Refugees don't have bright futures nowhere, anyhow. But in Turkey, of course, they have lack jobs. Kids are not going really to school, and there are big problems. So the pressure is there. It's not upon the government to impede, to block, or to allow them to go. It's something else. As for the negotiations, the fear that Turkey would react to a decision by the European institutions to freeze the negotiations, for instance. I personally don't understand why they are fearful of this, because Ankara is not interested in the European Union membership. Today, with all these problems, they are ready to become the member of the European Union, which is, of course, it's out of the question. So they are completely, I think, especially the Commission, is lost. And Signora Mogherini, to start with, I think they don't know really what to do with Turkey.
Now I would like to ask you some questions about the Erdogan approach with Syria. Turkey hosts 3 million of Syrian refugees. What kind of benefits did he achieve from this? How did Syrians change the cities? What about the integration? And how do you explain the building of the Turkish wall along Syria borders?
Syrians who came to Turkey and also who went to Lebanon and Jordan and Iraq also, but they saved their lives. I think life is the most important thing for an individual, for a human being, and for a living being. So they remained in life. It's already a lot. But then, once you are in life, you live, you have other needs, and these needs are very, very partially met. Only 10% of this refugee population, even less, are living in the camps. All others are scattered all around. There are cities like Kilis, for instance, very close to the border. Kilis. The refugee population is higher than the local population. But in general, compared to the number of, Syrians, there are not major problems. It's not like in Western European countries. Turkish population, despite all the problems that they have, they kind of accept refugees and they live in good harmony with them. The wall is not necessarily against the Syrians, but against the Kurds. One should know that the Syrian Kurds and Turkish Kurds are relatives. They are very close. They have been separated by an artificial border, like every border, and it is against the principles that Turkey defends in Israel and Palestine, for instance, and where Israel builds walls, to kind of separate the Palestinians since years, and Turkey is openly, and this regime is openly, against this. So, against in Israel, but for in Turkey, and it is very unfortunate.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.